Hi, we are live, I believe, Regina.
All
Welcome.
right, that's great.
Yeah, it's always these little tricky buttons, but I'm going to double check and I'm just going to make sure that we are live on my computer, my other second computer. Because the last thing we want to do is talk and then, it's actually not live and no one even knows.
Talking amongst ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah, oh, there we go. Fabulous. Okay. Says I've got live chat going. We're smiling. Everything's good on that side. Lights are up. We look very good on screen. So there you go. Green has a way of offsetting you when you're on screen, actually.
Good.
So welcome to episode 5 of this season, where we are talking and featuring the 11 pearls and all the authors who've contributed to the book. I'm very pleased that you contributed. You were one of those people right from the word go who wanted to be part of this project and a staunch supporter of it. And especially during COVID, when everything kind of just went into hiatus, you kept your energy up for it. And from my heart, thank you very much, Regina. I really appreciate you being part of this project, but also the Canadian Color Mirrors team. You're a very integral part of it. I think
You.
when we met, I think it was an event that you came to, a networking event. Was that right? Was that how it worked? Do you
It
remember?
was the Raymond Aaron's book writing
Oh, it
one.
was
That
the
was when we
book.
met.
That's where we first met, and then you started coming to the color parties. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes.
nice.
I was sitting behind you and Paul at the, at the event, and I was wearing blue and gold, and you said that I was wearing Egyptian colors. So you had me hooked.
That's you see, that's how I know. So what we're going to chat about today is the color green, and we're going to talk a little bit about your chapter as well, and a bit about you as an author, because part of why we're doing the show is, yes, to have a conversation around color, but also for anybody listening who's thinking about writing, to inspire them. And of course, you have had more than just this book experience. So we really want to look at how can we pass down our pearls of wisdom as authors and encourage others to write, because, you and I've both found it, very beneficial to do. But before I do that, I want to make sure that everybody who is tuning in, I have to say, I can't get any comments yet. As I said, algorithms on Facebook are not what it used to be. But if you are tuning in, I would like you to pick a number between 1, 2, and 3. So we've been doing, up until now, we've been doing bottles, but Regina has is it a group or a page? I'm not sure.
It's a group.
A group that what's it called?
It's called Daily Messages.
Daily messages. Yeah. So Regina is very good about posting the Color Mirrors Oracle cards and putting messages out there. So we thought we would feature the cards today. So let's just show you what it looks like. I'm just going to switch camera there. So I'd like you to pick a number between 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to shuffle the deck a little bit at the end of the show, and we're going to pick 3 cards live on air, and we're going to do a little impromptu reading for the week. Which one are you drawn to, Regina?
I'm gonna pick 3.
You're going to pick 3. I kind of feel number 1 today. So I'm 1 and you are 3. Let's see if any audience comes in. Oh, Anne's joined us. Anne has picked number 1. Welcome, Anne. Nice to see you here.
Hi,
So Anne and I are 1. Okay, there we go. Right. So let's go into. I have some questions for you about you being part of the book. And the first thing that sprung to mind is to just say to you that your chapter, the green chapter, seems to be getting the most attention. When I ask for people, what did you think of the book? They go, oh, that green chapter. That seems to be the first one they mention. And in fact, I was in Detroit with my family a few weeks ago. I met up with my mom and dad, my stepmom and dad, who had come over from South Africa to visit my brother in America. So we popped over the border and had a bit of a family reunion.
Nice.
Very green thing to do, popping borders and family. And I had a book that I was giving to my sister for them to take home to Africa, and my stepmom left it lying around, and my dad read it and had some things to say, and then my stepmom said she picked it up and started reading it, and she'd gotten as far as the green chapter, and she's, oh, that's the best one so far. Like, hello, I was the first chapter, not her stepdaughter's chapter, like the green chapter. She loved the green chapter.
Nice to hear. Thank you, Mom.
So why do you think your chapter, this green story that you wrote about, is resonating with people at this time?
I think that we're in a really tough time right now, and a lot of things are coming to surface with people. I hear it in conversations and stuff that's going on around me, at work, at home, with families, friends. And I think people want to connect with people, because especially with COVID, when people were kind of apart, except for reconnecting with their families, it's like, they're thinking something's going on, like I'm confused. I want to just, get a grasp on this. And so, but they're not actually saying it like words wise, but they're kind of saying it with their body, with their emotions, with things, their interests, the things that they're interested in. Even myself, I'm interested in different things than I was interested before, because during COVID, I was out and working, and I was observing people and see what was going on. So it was kind of like I was on the outside looking in. And it was very informative. I've learned many things like that, because I was always on the outside looking in. I felt growing up, because I was shy and insecure. So instead of partaking in the conversation, I could listen, watch. And it's amazing how much you can learn from watching people and things.
But
So I think
that's a good comment about green, that it makes you observant, and you're watching spaces. You don't feel part of the space, but you're in a position to view spaces and what people do in those spaces.
yeah.
I love
And
that.
even I've been noticing on TV, there's lots of people wearing, women anyway, green dresses, green jackets, like different colors of green, and green cars all over the place too. So green is really popping up. I mean, blue is my favorite color, and then purple is next to that. So green, is a little bit of everything. But since I've wrote the chapter and found out that I was in the green pearl category, then, like I said, just green kept popping up. So it's like the universe is saying, yes, you are the heart, right? Share your heart. Like, people need help, they want help. Share your heart.
Space. Let them back in. COVID said close your door and keep to yourself, isolate. But green says invite them back in.
Exactly. Open your arm, big hug, and close to the heart.
Yeah, I have to admit, I was the same. And green wasn't a color I ever wore. And after COVID, one of the first dresses, and actually I'm wearing it, was a green dress. It's just a little sundress, but I went and bought green, and I was shocked that I'd actually purchased something green, because it's definitely not I'll do a turquoise teal, but definitely not a solid green. And my husband loves green, so whenever I wear green, he gets all lovey-dovey with me. So I don't know what it is in green that makes him happy, but maybe he was a twin. He was invaded in the womb by a second baby, and he had a space issue. That could be it. So I have to say, the part that I like about your green chapter, and that really stood out for me so much, is on page 73. You're right there. I've just marked it with my little green post-it note there. The day my self-image changed dramatically, I was 13 and learned that my father was actually my stepfather. And for the first time, I understood why we argued so much. Then another realization hit me. My brothers and sisters were only half brothers and half sisters, and my cousins were not my cousins. I was sad. I thought I was a mistake, unwanted. No one told me that I was unwanted. This was a belief attached to the circumstances of my birth, and I believed this untruth for 40 years, felt insecure because of it, and lived small. I love that, because when I was looking at, nobody knew which pearl they were going to be in until they'd finished writing their story. And when you said that sentence, I thought I was a mistake. And of course, in the channeled words to the Green Pearl by Melissa Jolly, the founder of Color Mirrors, there is a sentence that says, in that green pearl, you find out you are not a mistake, and there are no mistakes. So I love how this became part of the book, because I think so many people could be resonating with your chapter, because they do feel out of place, feel they don't belong in their families. Yes. I certainly felt like that for a long time, because I grew up with stepfathers and stepmothers as well. But I like that you also go on to explain here that you felt that way for a long time until you heard a lady one day say, a speaker say, God does not make junk, does not make mistakes. I love that you make that statement, that you got it and that you pass that on to the readers. So to me, that is the part of the book I love. But hello, love your photograph as well, to Maggie.
Thank you.
You.
It turned out nice. Yes.
It is. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have to also show them the second for anybody watching us. Who's watching us? Oh, Aurelia. Michael says number 2 today. Aurelia, I choose number 2. Okay, we got 2 people choosing 2. That's fabulous.
Nice.
I love, Maggie took this photo of you as well, is that you demonstrated how you can actually take the green pearl bottle and kind of lay it on the body. Do you do that exercise where you put bottles on your body?
Yes, and I've been practicing with Dario now too. He's got aches and pains in his body, so he tried physiotherapy, tried the doctor. So I said, well, how about trying my products and just what I've been learning. So it's okay. So we did the chakras and seeing how wide they were and then put the bottles on them, let him lay with that. And then did the dowsing rods again. It's amazing, right water. And so it was good.
Fabulous. I have to say that when I get heart palpitations, I put the 5 green mercury, because yours is the pearls. Quite a little difference in the two there. Between the green mercury and the green pearl. The green pearl is so soft, but I put this one and I spray some green angel on me and I go and lie down and actually fall asleep with the bottle and I wake up with it somewhere in the morning in the bed. But I leave it on my heart and actually it does help to get the rhythm. It just helps me adjust. It just helps me balance and feel a bit better. I love that. But this is mercury. If anybody does know the color mirror system, it's bottle number 5 in color mirrors and it's green. And this is, of course, this is the green pearls. You can see there's a slight change in the shade. So I was thinking about what the difference is between what would you say to somebody who picked green and somebody who picked the green pearl. And of course, Mercury is about communication. It's the planet Mercury. So it's everything to do with movement, and it's everything to do with masks and taking masks off, and because so easily when you were 13 and you found out your dad was your stepdad, and you could have so easily put a mask on and lived life through that filter, right? And I think that's what.
And I did for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, you did. Yeah.
Right. But I find with the communication, Mercury being communication, and the heart, right now we're communicating more with our hearts in this day and age, right? So I think that's why too the green chapter comes up, because people are communicating through their heart, because mostly we're always in our head and trying to communicate that way, but communicate with the heart.
Definitely. And why that's important, for those of you who don't know what green is, green sits on the heart chakra. So you have all the cooler blues and lilacs and purples colors on the top. And then at the bottom underneath that, you've got your yellows and your oranges and your red colors. So green literally is like this gateway between the cool and the warmer colors. So think about it. If your heart chakra is closed down, how you respond to life could be either in a cool way, the blue way, or it could be in the red ways, the hot way. So if you think about this, you could become in the red way reactionary, angry, passive aggressive, or you could go into the blue where you just are cool and detached and not connecting. And so green is a gateway to having the red and the cool, the blue colors, the cool and the warm colors mix. So it's so important to heal your heart. And I think where the green pearl comes in, Regina, is it's, if you think about the analogy of pearl, and Melissa wrote about it in her chapter, The Rose Gold Pearl, about how, the pearl starts off as an irritant to the oyster, and the oyster coats it, and it's like a mistake in the oyster. It's like a painful mistake.
That's how the oyster sees it. Yes,
that's how the oyster sees it, right? But it keeps coating it and turns into these lovely, beautiful pearls, and of course that's why we call it the pearls of wisdom, because with age and with time we understand we're not a mistake, we're actually quite precious. And I do think that's what this one says. If you had to use this one to open your heart, it's going to let you take your psychology of green a little bit deeper, to actually go right back to the womb, to where did you feel when you even arrived on the planet in the womb, that you were in that conceptual stage, and then the incubation stage. Are there memories in there that have made you feel like you're a mistake and you shouldn't be on the planet. So I think it can take you really, really deep, way back. Yeah. That to me feels like the difference between them. Which one are you drawn to, the pearl or the Mercury?
I like both of them, and I was really attached to the pearl, but just looking at them right now, it's like the green is just drawing me right in, the Mercury.
Me too. It's like the pearl is cute, but somehow this one is drawing me in. And I think you're right. It is to do with communication after COVID and, opening your heart and beginning to connect with people again. What I like about the numerology, by the way, of 5 is I always link 5 to a handshake with the 5 fingers. So I can reach out to somebody, touch somebody, offer your friendship to somebody and shake hands. Yeah, that's how I see that. But Regina, you've not just written a chapter in this book, you've actually written a chapter in another book, and you have a book called The Unique You. Can you just flash them up on screen if you've got them handy so everybody can see? Yeah, the unique you.
The unique you hang on a second, we're backwards here. The unique you being your absolute best, right? And it's to help people realize how special and unique they are and see themselves so, because with the mask thing you talked earlier, we grow up, feeling a certain way, and then we have these masks on trying to pretend we're something we're not, that we're comfortable, that we're secure, that we live in a happy home, that everything is fine, that we had enough food to eat today. So we're putting these kind of masks on, and when you're not feeling very secure at all. And like I said, I put a lot of my stuff in here, and lessons I've learned, things I've observed from people I've helped. So I put it all into together. Sometimes I repeated myself in here, and sometimes I talk too long maybe, but a lot of people have gotten help from this, and I teach this in workshops and that too. So helps people to say, hey, I am special, I am unique, even though my mother may not have known about me. And when I was in her womb, God knew. God had a plan for me. God has a plan for every single person. So if anybody's feeling that it's like, what am I doing here? Like, what's the purpose? It's like, you have a purpose. You just maybe have not found it yet, or maybe you haven't believed in it yet. Maybe you know it, but you just think, oh no, I can't do that. So,
or maybe the purpose is actually that, to be born into a family feeling like a mistake and learning for the art of forgiveness. That could be the purpose of the lifetime. Is to learn to forgive, accept, and have acceptance, and live a life then based on love, and not the idea that you're a mistake or you're not unique enough.
Exactly. Have a purpose.
And you also wrote a chapter in another collaborative book.
Yes, that's this one here. It's just Soulful Stories of Love and Empowerment. It's a chapter in here, and one was, again, it's this one I talked about money, because there are 2 chapters in here, and the other one I talked about my journey, right? So again, a little bit about how I got from where I was to where I am, and I'm still growing too. So, and like before, when I used to feel like such a drudgery, I'm feeling so empowered, and that is like, what? God's not done with me yet. I got things to do. So it's kind of like, I don't want to stay still. I want to just keep working towards what's next.
And you're like that. I mean, even when I was saying to people, hey, we're wanting to do this, the 11 dragons of wisdom, you're like, I want to be in. You're so good about wanting to just do the next thing and keep moving forward. And of course, that's a very green thing as well, that kind of that movement energy. So I love that, because you wrote your own book, you've been in another collaborative book. And so when the 11 pearls came up, you said yes to it. The dragons are coming up, and you're kind of indicating you're interested in that. What would you say to people watching who haven't yet written and got themselves published, either in a chapter or the book? What would you say to encourage them to do it? Why should they do it?
Yeah. Well, going back to why I did it, and I was not very good at English in high school, like the English grammar and stuff like that.
Oh, me too. I know that one. Terrible.
So to think that I barely passed the course, right? So to think that I would be an author someday was like not even like a speck in my vision. And when I went to find out about this book writing workshop, and I was like, well, what can I write about? I don't have anything to write about. But then I had a workshop going. I was creating a workbook to help people as I'm doing they have the workbook as I'm doing the workshop. I was like, I got a workbook. I can work with that. And I thought, well, hopefully I got enough to fill the book, right? But then I couldn't shut up. Like, I only needed 120 pages, but I think I was at 150 or like much more than what I needed to be at anyway. So see, you never know until you sit down with a pen and paper and write down.
Yeah, get that first, just start, and you don't know what will come out of you. Yeah,
exactly. And then I have so many more ideas for other stories or other books. And it's kind of like, geez, I gotta find the time to do all this because I don't want to not do it.
See, I love that you also, that it's a that it's a program, because I know if I didn't have the guidance of a program, I would not have been able to get to the end point, because I can procrastinate, but I also have this, what I'm writing is rubbish, and self-judgment on what I create and who's going to be interested in this. So you kind of need that mentorship and somebody who's, with a program, and then being with other authors going through the same thing, and you can talk to one another.
Yes, and everybody has kind of the same insecurities, and with feeling out with their co-worker or co-authors. Hey, we're all in this together. This is why. Oh, you're thinking that way too? Me too.
I love that.
I'm so relieved.
I'm gonna quickly have a look and see who else has joined us here. Denise has joined us, and she said number 3. Oh, Denise, you've chosen number 3. We're going to be doing a card today. I'll just flash you quickly and show you again what it looks like. You're going to be having a card reading today. So feel if you're drawn to 1, 2, or 3, and I'm going to shuffle the deck, and we're going to draw a card at the end of our chat with Regina today. All right. If you were to give a pearl, you gave lovely pearls of wisdom in the book, but if you were to give today a pearl of wisdom to somebody that is stuck, that feel they're trapped by their circumstances, they can't breathe, they don't have space to move into, what advice would you give them to get out of being stuck, to move forward?
I know that so well. Being stuck and thinking, how can I get out of this? Because I got married at 17 and a half. I was a single mom at 23, so not part of my plans, right? So I had to make new plans, because now it wasn't just for me. So when we're doing something for ourselves, we can kind of push it aside and think, I'm not worth it all, why bother? But when you've got somebody that's depending on you, you kind of got, I have to stop being shy. I've got to step up for my daughters. I got to show them a better life than what we had. So it's just to, get out of your head, because if you stay in your head, you'll feel worthless, useless, and because all of those memories will come.
There's programming up there. Yeah.
But in your heart is where love is.
Oh.
Right? And so go now, close your eyes, look with your heart and say, what do I want? What do I want for my life? And just have a pen and paper and write it down. And it doesn't matter how weird or ridiculous it sounds, you write it down anyway. Maybe it's not right now, but maybe it's a stepping stone that's going to get you to that spot. So just, don't, I know it's hard to do, because I still have to work on it too. Don't worry about what other people think, because they're worried about what they think, or other people think of them. So we are all in here this life to work together and to move on. During COVID, I always hear this phrase going on: we're in this together. We're in this together. But that's only half of it. Together we get out of it, because we can't function one without the other. And And so by us working towards what we're supposed to do, our dreams and our desires is in us for a reason. We put them there, or spirit put them there, but they're there.
Yeah.
And if we don't live it, because an example is when you read my colors back in 2018 and worked out the numerology and said that I was a 3 and I was designed for something big because I was associated with Jupiter, the biggest planet in the solar system.
You have to aim big, girl.
I know. And I was sitting there thinking, oh my God, if I'm supposed to do something big, I better get to work because I've wasted so much time. So don't worry about things. Just write it down, let it sit, let it simmer. Don't be overwhelmed by your list or the ideas that come up. Just think, what can I do? Does this make sense? Would I like this? Would I like to work towards this? So, just ask yourself the questions, but don't answer in your head, answer in your heart, deep down in your heart.
Now that's a big pearl of wisdom. That programming belief system you have in your head will always stop you, that programming. But when you go into the heart, you've got to face the truth, because your feelings will tell you the truth. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that, Regina. Thank you so much.
Wow.
I remember I've just been doing the numerology program with a group of students, and I was reading.
That's great too.
I
took that one.
Oh, it's a great course. And I love, it's my favorite to teach, but I read an extract out of let me just get the book here. I read an extract from The Wisdom of Color Mirrors, the book that Melissa and Karani wrote together, which has all the bottles and then, the description on it. It's also available on Amazon if anybody hasn't got it yet. And one of the bottles was pertinent to a life path of one of the students. And I read them a case study that Melissa had put in, because there's lots of case studies and people's experiences with different various color bottles. And Melissa was explaining in the book about somebody in her village whose husband had died. And she was newly married and just found out she was pregnant, and then the husband died. And turned, because she'd been trained as a color mirrors practitioner, turned to color mirrors and decided that God doesn't make a mistake. And this wasn't a mistake. And decided to take on that as her belief and the way she wanted to feel with it. And within a couple of months, she actually married the best friend of her husband, who'd been there for her during that time. But of course, can you imagine how the villagers reacted to that? How could she not grieve appropriately? And, how could she just flit from one to the other? And there's a lot of judgment and opinions going around. So I think what you're saying is so pertinent as well. It really, I love it. To listen to Regina. If you're stuck, go into your heart and don't worry what other people think. Do what feels right for you, because there are no mistakes.
Right. Because we can only live our own life. We can't live someone else's life. And when we came to Earth, we had a plan to live our life. So
I love it.
We'll live it.
Oh, Regina, as usual, you're full of wisdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, let's see if we can get some cards. Oh, Sherry's joined us and she's a number 2. Oh, hello. Okay, so I have the deck of cards. I'm going to shuffle. Ooh, hang on, let me switch the camera too so you guys can see where we're going with this. I've chosen 1. Regina's chosen 3. Anne's chosen 1 with me.
I love working with the cards. Very helpful.
They are, you know what, they were made in 2010 and they're still so valid, their messages. I was thinking about the other day, oh, should I be thinking of updating them or changing? I thought, no, they're perfect as they are. They really are timeless in their messages. Okay, so I'm just randomly flipping a card. Green dragon. Okay.
All right.
Those Anne, you and I chose number 1. We have the green dragon this week. So of course this is about making decision and changes. And oh God, my son and my husband will laugh when they see this, because we're talking about changing cars. Paul's gone green to an electric car, so that's a very green thing. We're looking at finally getting a mortgage, pre-approved mortgage, to start house hunting. So it's a very green decision changes week for us. It started on Friday already, and so yes, more decisions and changes coming up this week. Love it, love it, love it. So Anne, for you too, and for anyone who's chosen number 1, you've got some decisions coming up. Okay, let's shuffle for number 2. Michael's a number 2. Oh, Melissa's come on number 1 too. Melissa, decisions and changes this week, darling. All green stuff. Sorry, I chose it too. Denise,
So
Sherry chose 2. Okay, Sherry, here goes your card. Yours and Michael's. Ah, the Blue Lilac Gateway, next level. Oh, one of my favorite bottles and cards in the system. So for those of you who picked your number 2, a gate is going to open for you. There's going to be this feeling of, even if you can't see it materially, no, energetically, the angels have helped, the masters have helped, your guides have helped you, just because it's a very spiritual color, this blue lilac color. It's the blue of the angels, it's a lilac of the heavens, everything coming together to open gateways and doors for you. So maybe even expect a little miracle coming for you. So I love that. Just gates opening. That's all I can see is gates opening. That's what I'm seeing. And the other image I get with this, like, when the magicians put smoke on stage and then they come out with the rabbit out the hat, it's kind of that energy of, that's why I say watch out for maybe a little bit of a surprise. Okay, number 3. Denise picked a number 3 and you picked the 3.
Yes.
Okay, just shuffling, and turquoise, emotional wisdom, trust the flow. There we go. Let's pop that one out there. Fabulous. And magic, the cards aren't falling over. So I'm just letting you know I'm doing some magic here today. The color jet show. Okay, so for number 3 is, if you have a decision, because we've been a green show, so if you have a decision that you've been pondering about and you're not sure whether you can trust that it's going to be successful for you or that it's not going to give you trouble, trust the flow of where it takes you, Regina. So anything that you've been, kind of feeling in your head, feeling in your heart, wherever it's been kind of percolating, trust the flow you're in right now, because it's going to take you to where you need to go. The thing with trust the flow, also there's a bit of a timing to it. So you kind of want to make sure that you don't push things to happen. You don't want to push the boat forward. You kind of want to sit in the boat and just paddle a little bit and just see which direction it takes you. So just trust where you're at. It's going to land you in a really good space. And by the end of the week, you'll know. You'll have your answer.
Fabulous. It's so perfect, because another card deck I have this week, or this past 2 days, I picked 2 different cards, and the one statement in both of them was, the time is now.
Oh, yes.
Time is now. And I'm like, okay, universe, listening.
Okay, let's see what everybody said. Heather Bain said thanks. She's going to watch the replay. She's picked 2. Oh, lovely. And Sherry, loves gateways. Denise, cool cards, thank you. 2 and 3 made sense. Oh, that's amazing. So just want to say thank you very much for joining Regina and myself on our green pearl chat. I just love this. Just look at this when you twirl it. Isn't it just gorgeous? These pearls make you want to play with it like you're a child.
Yeah, shake them up and then see what happens.
So that's it for us today. Thank you, Regina. Thank you again for being part of the book, sharing your story, inspiring and sharing your wisdom with the viewers today. I really deeply appreciate you.
Thank you. It was such an honor. I was looking forward to this interview so much.
So next one,
watching the other interviews.
Dragon. Coming up, we're going to have another one out there soon.
All right. Well,
thank you
so much. And thank you, everyone.
Have a wonderful week.
Namaste. You too.
Have a wonderful week.